Okay, so we're starting to get more diversified in the type of leads that we've been running. Some of the, mainly we've been getting people started with final expense leads. And the final expense sale is pretty easy, very simple. So now we're getting people into mortgage protection, doing mortgage protection appointments, and especially on the old leads, you're going to run into mortgage protection appointments. So one of the things that in trying to determine and figure out what to do with a client, you do all the same things in our 7 steps ATM submarine process. Let me see if I can just. We got the bond and rapport, right? And then we do the upfront contract. We do the pain finding process. Then we do the budget step, decision step, fulfillment, sale. So that's the process. Can you guys see that okay? Does that need to be? I've never used this whiteboard thing on Zoom. So you can see it?
Yeah, we can, Alex.
So that's really the 7-step process to guide someone through and to eject people that don't need to be clients. Okay. So the mortgage protection process is no different in terms of what you talk to your client about, through the process. The only difference is really what we show them, the proposal, right? The proposal. So there's kind of the basics of proposing mortgage protection. What I do all the time is I make sure that I understand the client's situation regarding their income, because this is important. So in mortgage protection, you need to know what is their mortgage amount, how many years, okay? Need to know total mortgage payment. And what this will do is this will really help set you up with the proposals. So this goes beyond their health. It's finding out their mortgage. So mortgage amount, how many years is their mortgage? What is the total mortgage payment per month? Then income. So you want to know what the spouse number 1, income, spouse number 2, income. Okay. So, they could be boyfriend, girlfriend. They're sharing costs in the home. They may not necessarily be married, but whatever. They could be roommates. They both contribute. It could be actually run into a lot of parent-child, meaning adult-child living together, sharing expenses. So we want to know what the relative income is relative to the other one, relative to the whole household income, okay? Because that's important in how we propose these mortgage protection options, right? So in this scenario, I'm going to make it easy. Let's say the mortgage is $100,000, okay? Say it's a 30-year mortgage. The total mortgage payment per month, let's say, is $1,000, okay, per month. And just to make it easy, let's say the spouse number 1, let's call him Joe. He makes $60,000 a year. And then we got Mary. She makes 40,000 a year. They have a son named Jesus. Anyway, forgive me, my voice is. Okay, so let's say this is the scenario. So this really will help you figure out, what options to show the client. So what I like to do is I like to show, so I don't know if I can draw the, the proposal sheet. See if I can open that up. Hold on. Let's just do the screen. Okay. So the proposal sheet is right here. So you had option 1, option 2, option 3. So this is kind of our mode, when we talk to clients, is we show them a 3-option close, right? And so let's go back to the whiteboard. So in a 3-option close scenario, this is gonna be. I'm doing this with the mouse. So when you get option 1, option 2, you guys still see that okay? Option 3, okay. So I tend to like to show low to high. So low starts at 1, high starts at 3. But I like to show it 3, 2, 1 instead of 1, 2, 3. You're going to find the one that works best for you, right? It's going to, So in this scenario, what I like to show is, okay, I'm getting this now. So I'm going to show here 100% of the mortgage covered. So I'm going to show Joe death benefit at 100,000. Mary is at 100,000. Okay. So that's what I'm going to do on option 3. I'm going to show them the total amount. Then option 2, I'm going to show what I like to call income ratio. Okay, so what does that mean? Okay. Now, the income ratio is the percentage that Joe makes and Mary makes of their respective income to the household income. So the income ratio option, I take Joe's income percentage, right, is so Joe's income percentage is 60% of the total household income, right? So I'm going to take 60%, and I'm going to cover him for 60% of the mortgage. So I'm going to show Joe at 60,000 death benefit. And then Mary, since she makes 40,000, 40% of the household income, I'm going to show her at 40,000, okay, of the mortgage. Now, why? Okay, so this is why. And this could be 200,000. If this were 200,000, then 60% of the mortgage would be 120,000, and 40% of the mortgage is 80,000, right? It's a percentage of the mortgage. So why do I do that? Well, you don't have to learn amortization tables or anything. It's just using round numbers, right? So if Mary, so in the scenario where, hopefully you guys can still see this okay, it's not too small. So if Joe dies, right, then Mary gets $60,000. And then what she's going to do is she's going to refinance the house. So if she puts a $60,000 down payment, then she finances 40,000, right? Okay. So in essence, she drops her mortgage, drops the mortgage owed by 60%. Okay. So this is what I love about percentages. So now the mortgage payment is now $400 a month, right? Okay, so I got to stop here. Does everyone understand using percentages? So Mary gets 60,000. She goes to the bank and says, I want to refinance my house. Here's $60,000. They said, oh, well, yes, we'll be happy to refinance your house. So you're going to drop your mortgage down by 60%. So your resultant mortgage payment is now 40% of what it was before, which is $400 a month, because 40% times 1,000 a month is $400 a month. So if you give Mary the scenario, like, Mary, I know it's not paying it off, but if we can drop your payment from 1,000 to $400 based on what you make in terms of income, would that be affordable to you? And she's going to say, well, gosh, if it's $400, I could do a $400 payment, right? Vice versa, same thing. So with Mary dies, Joe gets $40,000. He puts the 40,000 down, finances 60,000, right? Drops the mortgage by 40%. And so the new mortgage payment, actually liking this, is not too bad. You can actually read my writing because I'm not writing. Is now $600 a month. So you turn to Joe and say, now look, Joe, God forbid Mary dies, but she dies. You get 40,000. You go to the bank, put down 40,000. Now you're financing 60,000. You basically drop your mortgage payment to $600. So based on your 60,000 your income, can you afford $600 a month? They're going to say no. They're going to say absolutely. Cool. Because when you do the insurance, and we're going to run the rates on this, it's going to be affordable. And the thing when you show three options is you're trying to show three way different prices. So it's not like you're going from, 150 a month to 125 a month to 100 a month. Okay, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking significant changes where it's like 150, 100, and 75, right? That's what I would do, Now, the other thing, okay, so the option of last resort, okay, is the, and I'll even do mortgage payment. Now, because a couple can be like really tight, right? So I want to show them an extreme option on the other side is let's go ahead and do 24 months of mortgage payments. So I'm going to show for both of you, Joe and Mary, minimum is 25,000 on a term. So we're going to show you basically 24 months of mortgage payments, 25,000 each. Okay. So that is way to the other extreme, but it gives you an option that is affordable. And you can maybe goose this up with a little bit of accidental death. Whoops. You got an accidental death benefit policy too, to kind of goose it up with, if they die in an accident. And if they're below the age 44, the number one cause of death below age 44 is accidental death. Okay. There's a great chart on it. Now, let me see if I can bring that one up. Okay, this is as of 2017. This chart is actually, I'm sharing my screen, right? So you can actually, you guys see that? Anyway, the blue is unintentional injury. So notice 10 leading causes of death by age group, age 44 and below, it's the blue, unintentional injury, which is accidental death. It is the number one. So any client that you cover, you ought to add another accidental death benefit policy, and I would add a separate policy. I wouldn't add it as a rider, because you want to have app counts, right? It's all about app count. And notice it goes to number 3 from age 45 to 54, and then age 55 to 64, number 3. Then age 65 plus, it goes down to number 7. So it's number 1 for 65 plus, heart disease, cancer, chronic low respiratory disease. That's a lung disease. Malignant neoplasm is cancer. Cerebrovascular, these tend to be the heart problem, actually stroke. I think that's chronic low cerebrovascular is stroke, Alzheimer's, diabetes. So notice accidental death. So anyway, so I'll show you that.
Maybe it's just me, Alex. I don't see that anything you're sharing there. I see the white screen, but not the other.
Oh,
maybe it's just me on my phone today. I just thought I'd throw that in there.
No, we can see that now. The blue and the red and the green, Alex.
okay.
Now
Yeah, now I can.
Okay, yeah, it was the way I was sharing it. Actually, so thank you for letting me know. So the blue is the accidental. So age 44 and below, it's number 1, right? So you really all should do family accidental plans anytime you cover a family 44 and below. And then you see 45 to 64 is number 3. Cancer and heart attack are number 1 and 2. Then 65 and above, cancer, heart attack, stroke, it goes down to number 7. Okay, so that's kind of what you're dealing with there. So
can you send that over when you send over the recording, Alex? That attachment.
There's actually an updated one. I'll send you the updated one for this 2017, but nothing much has changed, honestly. Okay. So that's why accidental death is a really good one to add for your people. Okay. So let's show you, let's say Joe is 40 and Mary is 35. Okay. So let's go ahead and run some rates and let's take a look. So what are we going to do here? Guys, can you guys see the Google?
we see your whiteboard still right now.
Oh yeah, okay. Can you see the Google?
Yeah, if
Okay.
you could map it though. Gracias.
Okay, so let's log into ARC. I mean, this is really 20-year-old stuff here that I've taught forever. That worked for me. When I was like number 4 producer in the Alliance, I did a lot of the income option, right? So we're going to go to our handy dandy underwriting tool. Okay, so we're going to go to the term quoter. And I'm just going to do I'm just going to do one option so I don't confuse you because I want to show you the concept. Okay. So, okay, the 100,000, let's go 100,000 face value. Male, he's, what I say, 40? Okay, he's 40, say he's 5'9", 170 pounds, non-tobacco. Okay, and got straight up health, right? We're looking at a 30-year mortgage. Let's take a look. What? Oh, your term. Actually, I want a strong foundation. Okay, so let's take a look. So for the three options for him, we want to look at 100. And then what was it? We're going to cover him for 60,000, right? 60%. And then 24 months of mortgage payments. So 25,000 is the minimum. Okay. Huh. It's really weird. Oh, turn a premium. Oh, this is acting goofy. I don't know why 25,000 isn't. And that's odd. Okay. Go with that. I don't know why that's not showing up. I'm going to go to my my phone app and can someone. Oh, geez, I had no idea. It's 50,000. Used to be strong foundation used to be 25,000. Okay, so 50,000 is what, 50 months of mortgage payments. Okay. That's all 60,000. Yeah, that's crazy. Anyway, I would try to go as low as I could. So we've got 50,000 is not very low. So for him, 3146, 3670, and then 5766. And then let's run her. $35. So hers 1868, 2137, and 3211. Okay. So when you have these three scenarios, so option 3, $89.77. Option 2, 7. $58 and 7. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to calculate CFG. Let's do CFG, and I'll do the CFG at 25,000. Let's see if they've dropped. If I can't believe Strong Foundation, I didn't know Strong Foundation raised their minimum. So okay, so let's just use pretend. Okay, so go 25,000. So his is 1633, and then for her, $11.35. Okay, so let's do this. Let's do this. Okay, let's just kind of redo this. I'm sorry, man. I'm anal when it comes to numbers, as you already probably figured out. 1135, 1566, 3289. This is Mary. And then Joe. This quoting tool is pretty cool. Oh yeah, Joe, we got to put his at 60,000. Right? So now we have Joe is 1633, 33, 36, and 5281. Okay, so let's go back. So this would be 0, 16, 17, 1, 5, 85, 70. Okay. This one would be 12. Yeah, I'm doing it by hand, aren't I? 4902. Right, and then 20,000 each. 8, 6, 7, 768. Okay. So notice how different in range of prices, and you're going to find someone, you know, this, they might say, well, how much if I got 150,000? You know, you never know. You don't know what someone's budget is, right? But as long as you keep it within a range, like, trust me, when this gets to be 250,000, these numbers become significantly different. So let's do accidental death. And let's just goose up the accidental death. That's something that you could, you know, I don't know if, I don't think we can do accidental. Yeah, I don't think we can do accidental in this one. But I think their Foresters is prepared, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so prepared. So let's client is 40 male, 100,000 monthly non-medical, blah blah blah. Okay, so 1613 for is that weird? 16, okay, so 1613 for him. And then 1094. So you can maybe upsell them 7017, 2707 a month for accidental. 100,000 each. So this is kind of the other, no, EDB, 100K each, 2707. Oops. 707. Oh man, get your fingers going per month. So this is where you can show them an additional benefit. They could add it to any one of these, right? So you're saying, well, you know, if they did 20, the accidental death and the 25,000, you know, that's gonna be over $50 a month. Why don't they just go this? Yeah, they could, but they could do this and add this too, right? They could do the income ratio and then add the accidental death. Or you can go income ratio. So you do Joe at 60,000 and then do a 50,000 accidental on him. Mary, add another 50,000 on her, just make it round numbers. And you added another, you know, maybe $13, $14 to their premium. Now, look, man, you might think, well, they should be able to afford 85, 70. You don't know what their situation is, but they'll tell you, well, you know, can you double that? Does it have to be the amount of the mortgage? No, you can throw in additional expenses to pay off the cars, right? This is, you know, the simple way of quoting mortgage protection, okay? Now, but Alex, what if it's a single income earner in the home, okay? Well, the single income earner scenario, so the single income earner, so let's say, Mary's the income earner. So what I'd show, whoa, come on, man. Okay, good. Thought my mouse died. So Mary's the single incomer. So I show Mary at 100,000. Okay. And then I would show Mary would be, actually I'd show Mary 100,000. Then I'd show Joe at 100,000. Even if it's a single earner. Then I'd show Mary at 100,000. And I would do Joe at 50,000. And then here I do Mary at 100,000. And then I'd maybe do Joe with a accidental death benefit of, I don't know, 50,000. Okay. I would keep Mary at that full amount at 100,000. So this is Mary makes the income, Joe does not. So I'll show Joe and Mary at 100,000 each. Then I'll show Mary at 100,000, Joe at 50, and then Mary at 100, and Joe at 50,000 accidental death, right? So does that make sense, gang? Anyone have any questions? And as you start doing mortgage protection, you're going to come up with, some really slick scenarios. I'll tell you, here's what's a really cool scenario that you want to goose up your premium and it makes sense to the client, right? Is you can do the mortgage payoff scenario. Yeah. So this scenario is based generally, like if they got a 30-year term, they got half the mortgage to pay off at year 20. That's how amortization works. So you get to year 20, you have half of the mortgage left to pay off, right? It's the rule of thumb. So let's find carriers that do return of premium. Let's do 100,000. Let's do a 20-year return of premium. Okay, so if they can get anywhere close to $50,000, they can pay their home off early as far as return of premium. So that's kind of our objective. Now, he's younger, so we may not be able to get there, but let's just take a look at who will do ROP. Oh, wow. Okay. So America will do 100% return of premium. So let's take a look at what their scenario is. It's $100,000 return premium. So for Joe, this is 138.58 for 100,000. Let's go with Mary. It's 35. Hers is 113.83. Okay, so the total 8, 11, 14, 12, 5, 252.41. So their total okay, so this is the scenario. So we'll go down here and let's do this in a different color. Let's go green. Okay, so this is the mortgage payoff. This might work, may not work. Mortgage payoff proposal. Okay. So we cover 20-year return of premium for 100,000. Okay, we got Joe is 138.58 per month. Mary is 113.83 per month. So the total payment equals 252.41. Okay, so you multiply that by 20 years. So your return ROP will be $252.41 times 12 times 20. Oh, well, lo and behold, 60,578.40. So guess what, Joan Mary? Your 100, this will be more than enough to pay your house off. Do you want to know what the benefit is of paying your house off that early? Well, what is that benefit? Financial benefit. Well, isn't it 20 years of $1,000 a month? So 1,000 times 12 times 20, 10 years, I'm sorry, 1,000, because you're cutting it down by 10 years, times 12 times 10 years. So you got a financial benefit of 120,000, right? But the other financial benefit is compared to the other scenario of 85.70 a month. Instead of 85.70 a month, where you get nothing back, you do 252.41 minus the 85.70 non-return of premium option. So that's 166.71 extra, and your benefit is 120,000 plus 60,578.40, which equals what, 180,578.40 for the difference of 166.71 per month. So this is what you do, is you run it through a financial calculator. Okay, I know I'm taking it to this extreme, but I want you guys to understand the benefit of showing a mortgage payoff scenario. Dude, we used to do this all the freaking time. So financial calculator. I know Femiano has gone like, holy crap, man. So based on the numbers, okay, just the total return on investment of putting that premium payment, which purchases life insurance. So that's 252.41 times 20 years. That's 60,578.40. And we're going to an ROI calculator from easycalculation.com. And then the return, the total amount of the benefit is 180,578.4. And it's not the true investment or a benefit, because the benefit is having life insurance that entire time to cover the mortgage. So you calculate, and look, 198% return on investment. Do you see how crazy that is? 198%, almost a 200% return on investment. Where can you get a guaranteed 200% return on investment in this strategy? And these strategies are guaranteed. It's not based on any interest rate, right? Because you just make the payments, you get the money, then you pay the mortgage off, and it's done, fini. And you have a little extra left over. 198%, man, that rocks. I don't know about you. It's pretty good program, in my opinion. So we saw carriers. So I would get with Americo, and I would be ready to quote that, because there's a lot of companies that don't have return of premium anymore. And you can actually do it with Smart UL. You can do it with the UL. ULs are a little bit easier to show than an IUL. But you just do a basic Smart UL. And the way that Smart UL works is that the return of premium is right around 20 years anyway. And with Smart UL, you can kind of mess around with it so that you can show the surrender of it to show the cash that you're going to get to pay the house off early. Okay. So I know it's a little bit starting and stopping, but I hope this makes sense.
No, it's
Alex?
great stuff, Alex. The three different price points make sense, because that shows good versatility. And then what you said about giving the accidental death benefit as a separate policy makes sense. And in your illustration there, where they could really ramp up the coverage with that, even if they go with option number 2 or 1 for pricing, they can multiply 3x their coverage amounts and still have 2 split policies. So, and then if you get a real Excel nerd like some of us are, who likes the analytics, the time value money, and the return of premium is a great additional goose egg. So it's good stuff.
And by the way, you don't have to do the investment return scenario. That's just sort of for your benefit as an agent.
Sure.
When you show someone that guaranteed $180,000 total benefit of paying an additional $166.71 a month, like who would not want to go for that? And what you just did is you goosed up your premium from $85.70 to $252.41. You more than doubled, you tripled your commission. Okay. And it's not you tripled your commission for the sake of tripling commission. You tripled commission because you added value to the client. And it makes more sense. And they're not going to give it up because every time they see that policy, they're going, wow, this is that $180,000 we're going to benefit from, And what I'd like to do is when I deliver the policy, I write on a staple, a 3x5 card on the front of the policy. And I say, this is the financial benefit policy that will pay your mortgage off in 20 years. Total benefit, $180,578. If they ever come to their policy and think about canceling it, they're going to look at that card stapled to the front of that policy, right? Telling them why they bought that policy. They're not going to cancel it, gang. Anyway, I don't know about you, but
That's an awesome tip right there.
would tripling your commission be better than not tripling your commission? I know I'm getting sarcastic. Anyway, I got to run. I'm late for another Zoom call. I got to get on, but hope it made sense, gang. And I'll get this out to everybody. Take care. God bless.